All right, y'all, let's talk about the BlackWell Theory. I'm so excited about it. Been cooking this, y'all, for 20 years in Memphis, Tennessee. And I want to pause for a minute. My heart just goes out to Memphis. I don't watch the news, but I feel vibrationally what's going on just through social media. Y'all, there's some good people in Memphis. You know, God loves the people of Memphis, especially the black people in Memphis. I don't care how the media tries to make them look or make them seem, but there are some good-hearted people in Memphis. And what I want to say, the BlackWell Theory is an affirmative theory, meaning the theory seeks to affirm what is right and well about you. And I just learned about a new theory, salutogenesis. What that means is it is the theory of what keeps you well. Whereas public health, they lean toward the pathogenesis, the thing that keep you sick. And to me, you know, a researcher that only wants to study what keeps you sick want to keep you sick. So I'm the type researcher that want to study forward, you know, what's going to help us continue to remain well. So that's what the BlackWell Theory is about, giving us the tools to keep doing what we've always been doing. As far as Memphis and what's going on with the real boots on the ground, the people that are every day, y'all, just trying to make it. And I'm one of those that believe that the strongest part of the black community, I hate to say it, no, I don't hate to say it, I'm going to say it, affirming, are what y'all call the YNs and the 304s. The YNs and the 304s with what they got to do to eat, what they got to do to take care of their kids, what they got to do to make it from day to day. Y'all, they carrying that shit with strength. They ain't fucking panicking like those of us with degrees and homes, those of us that look good and holding tightly to our shit so we don't become a noticeable YN and a 304. What the fuck is you talking about? That's the strength of our community. You realize how much strength it takes to be broke, ho? And still, shit, get a lace front and still get on here and argue and start shit and fight shit. And we following that shit. Do you realize how much strength it takes? Because we're in a time that only the strong gonna survive. So the people that used to having nothing, hell, they ain't shit. What the fuck are they worried about? They ain't worried about a damn thing. The people that ain't used to having nothing, that watching folks die every day around them, you might try to look at them and see them as weak. Shit, no, they not. Not at all. So, what I realized about the BlackWell Theory, a lot of the theory, y'all, was formulated by what I would call the best women on the best unit. My favorite unit at Lakeside, the unit at Memphis Behavior Help. I may have to scratch that out. In the book, I call it Memphis Behavior Help. But the best unit, you know, best rhyme, what y'all know what I'm talking about. So, me doing trauma group, I started going on Wednesday night. And that's when I would get the sisters who, you know, been on the smoke porch, you know, trying to save the last of that damn Newport, you know, arguing and shit. The man won't answer the phone. Kids won't come to the phone. They mad as hell. So after dinner, I bring them down to the auditorium at 6 o'clock p.m. And I start teaching emotional literacy. Just start teaching about what the fuck you feel, sis. You feel that shit in your chest. Now, what that is you really don't want Ray to leave you, because every man ever walked in your life has always left you. From your mama, granddad, brother was shot and killed, don't matter. That motherfucker still left you, so you don't trust the shit. So I'm cultivating. I'm saying to these sisters, you got every right to feel what you feel. And I handled that, y'all, with sacredness and sanctity. I stood at attention because I didn't know shit about that damn lifestyle. But that was my way, y'all, of going to the unit to test the atmosphere, to see which way I was going to run the trauma group that rotation. Because every rotation it changed. But I would go in at 6 o'clock that night to do the group with the best women. to see who probably got to fighting, at lunch, to see who ain't talking to who. Like, I'm testing all of that. Because I'm knowing by Sunday where we supposed to end up with unpacking all of this damn trauma. So the best women, like my aunties and y'all aunties and bonnets on and that kind of shit. So we sitting down and all we doing is I'm just letting them talk and express that shit. It's just me and us in here, for real. So Thursday was the actual intro to trauma group. By that time, I had already established rapport with the best women on the best unit. Let me tell y'all about these women. These aunties who teeth and fell out, these aunties, with a duster on and don't know why fuck Tyrone won't answer that motherfucking phone. Gotta pay that motherfucking light bill. Know where the fuck he at? Yeah, I'm trying to call my grandson because that baby got to go to school. The baby missed too many damn days to school. Can't sit still, so Miss Kelly got to make sure she get the phone. I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. She need the phone. Let her call home first. That's who I was. Now I realize there's a storm. You got them let her call home first. So going on that Thursday morning after I done established queendomship with my aunties, I'm good. Because when I walk on the unit Thursday, my aunties and told everybody, there she go. That's one day in that group last night. Girl, you were talking in that group. There she go. That one right there. Girl, I was thinking about that stuff. Baby, I can't explain that feeling. I cannot explain that feeling to have black women affirm you. It didn't matter because they claimed me as theirs. And I claim them, goddammit, as mine. But I'm going somewhere with this, y'all. The BlackWell Theory. So I got to them first. Because the intro to trauma group, as one time the hospital official said, Kelly, we think you need to do intro to trauma group, on separate units, because sometimes our VIP patients don't want to mingle, with the best patients over here. I was like, hell no, no. Trauma don't discriminate. Anybody assigned to trauma gonna be in the auditorium at one time. Now, I knew then the administrators didn't know what was going on, y'all. Patients, I had the best unit. I had the outpatient unit, the alcohol and drug unit, geriatric unit, the VIP, the people with money, all in the auditorium at one time under me. A largest group, 48 people. So I want to keep on about the best women, my aunties now. So when they would come down on Thursday, they would see all what they would call important people, mostly white people, they would shrink a little bit. But see, I got there on Wednesday, so they already knew me. So all the white people in there, and I'm kind of like, this was coming up. Sheila, come on up here, girl. Sheila, come on. I want you to sit right here because I enjoyed you last night, Sheila. So I didn't establish Sheila in front of everybody. I don't give a fuck. Everybody know I'm the most powerful person in the room. I didn't pick Sheila, and Sheila didn't pick me. Now, the best unit, they come down, they going to all sit together because they don't want to be mingling with the, with the folks with money. They probably never would have been in the same setting with them. And y'all, here's the thing. Remember having a little, cute little white girl saying she didn't understand what she was doing on the alcohol and drug unit because she ain't got no addiction. She just addicted to tattoos. I said, isn't there something? You still ended up at the same place as those addicted to heroin. Bitch, for real. Now, it all go back to trauma, but I did say that to her. She just kind of laughed. I never thought about that. I said, baby, just be glad you made it. Just be glad you made it. So, Sheila and them come back Thursday, intro to trauma. Intro to trauma, and y'all, I might put a little trigger warning on here. Intro to trauma is event, story, and behavior, okay? There's a traumatic event that happened in your life. And I tell you, go back to the first or the worst that ever happened in your life. The further you go back, the better. People say the first or the worst. So the first could have been, and I ain't but 3 traumas: abandonment, neglect, and powerlessness. That's it. If somebody left me, somebody deemed me neglected or deemed me inadequacy. It's abandonment, inadequacy, and powerlessness. Somebody deemed me inadequate or I was powerless. I couldn't stop or change something, you know, and something traumatic happened. So I would write the events on the board. Physical abuse, sexual abuse, verbal abuse, loss of a job, loss of a home, war, sexual assault, right? All that on the board. And I'm writing, and my cadence is hitting the room. You can hear a pin drop. And I say, all of this gives you pain. And I say, if you go through all of these events, if you don't feel pain, goddamn, that's the definition of crazy right there. So I say the event now leads you to a story. If I went through all of that trauma and didn't nobody show up for me, I looked around, wasn't nobody there, then goddamn, I had to say it must have been my fault. Because the blame had to go somewhere. I had to say I must be weak. I'm stupid. I can't do nothing right. So when I internalize what I believe about me based on what happened to me, now I develop a behavior, y'all. The behavior. You know? So if I believe I ain't shit, then I'm going to have ain't shit behaviors. So I will walk them through, give me your event, give me your story, give me your behavior. And then when we got through that group, I said, we're going to write it down. How old were you? I don't need the details, everybody. If you were 6 years old, write 6 years old, but give the event the name. 6 years old, yellow bus. That's all I need. I don't need you writing nothing else. On a scale of 1 to 10, when you think about that, how painful is it? 10 being it's still painful today, 1 being it ain't painful at all. Then I go on down, you know, my sheet. What did you believe about yourself? I believe I was worth my fault. And 9 times out of 10, y'all, go back to me with that Wednesday night when I had the best women, 18 of them coming down there, mad as hell and all that kind of shit. Didn't want to be there, but by the time they listened to me, ooh, I'm glad I'm here. Let's say it'd be about 15 to 16 of them. Now they're in their Thursday with everybody else. They hear me talk about event, story, behavior. Here go the worksheet. I want you to write down your trauma. Y'all, auntie them the best women 9 times out of 10. If I had 15 on Wednesday, after they got through hearing me do the whole intro to trauma on Thursday, they would come up to me. I don't mean no harm, but I can't do this group. Shit, you made me think about some shit. Just one event. Do you know what all the shit that happened to me? At that time, now it's like, Dr. Kelly. Now, you know, because you just see how the hell the whole room, you know how much shit, I ain't gonna be able to come back down here, but I ain't gonna be able to do this processing. My thing is, ain't you good looking out? Take care of yourself, because you ain't got to prove shit to me. Take care of yourself. I'm going somewhere, y'all, about why we can't be healed. We can be well, though. You're going somewhere. Black women, y'all, like, I got so many motherfucking traumas, I don't even know where to start. After they would hear me lecture. So on Wednesday, I connected with them first, but a lot of them, they didn't complete the whole program. You know, how you going to reprocess trauma and you going back home to somebody that's beating your ass? How you going to reprocess trauma you going back home, you get ready to get evicted? How you going to reprocess trauma when you get out of here, you got to stand before a judge and probably finna go do 10 motherfucking years? How you going to reprocess trauma? So then I had to go to the doctors and say, if there is active trauma, don't send them to me. Because they will think that they have failed with everybody else that is resourced, because resource people can process trauma well. But they will think, my folks won't think they failed because they didn't come through like the non-melanated person. Then, you know, so I work on this PhD. It wasn't on my folks. The damn systems are rigged for the non-melanated person. The fuck is you talking about? So that's when I started crafting the BlackWell Theory. I started changing the bar for what wellness looked like for us. I got a lot to talk about, y'all. A lot to talk about. Y'all let me know in the comments how this is landed. Let me know in the comments.